How's it going, everybody? It's just me today. Kelsey's home with the kids. They're not feeling too well, so they're home from school today. So I come out to get a load of wood, finish cleaning up rest of this log we been cutting on. We hauled 2 loads off of it already. There's a little over a load left, but this is going to our house. Wood piles are getting kind of low, so figured it was a nice day to get out and cut some wood. So one thing I wanted to touch on, I see a lot of people doing it, is how they're cutting. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. I'm just putting this out there to try and help, maybe save someone. But I see a lot of guys cutting in log decks and stuff like that, and they have little short bars and everything like that. Well, when you're cutting in a log deck and your tip hits another log, it's gonna kick back, and it kicks back a lot harder with a shorter bar. Longer bar has more weight, more to lift up in that kickback. But what I see a lot of guys doing is when they go and cut, they really dog in, and then they try and do this stuff versus filing their saw and letting it pull through the wood. And when you're doing this, I see a lot of guys bring it way up like that to try and cut down further. You clip a log that's in that log deck, that thing's gonna fly back and hit you, and you ain't gonna stop it unless you got a saw shot for the side of your face. But I just wanted to touch on that. When you're cutting through a log, make sure you got a sharp chain. Make sure it's pulling wood, and it'll pull right through the log. Don't have a dull chain and sit there and dog in and have to rock it back and forth, because then you're just fighting a purpose. And it is a safety hazard. But yeah, pay attention. Don't go down like this and have the tip of your saw in your face right here. I don't care if you got a face shield on, hard hat, nothing. It'll flick that hard hat off. That chain's going that way. It clips side of that hard hat, it's going off your head, and that chain's going in the side of your face. So like I said, I'm not trying to point fingers at anyone. I'm just trying to give out tips and try and help people, you know, because I'd hate to see someone get cut or worse. Yeah, so run a sharp chain. Make sure your saw is pulling wood. See, what I mean by that is you can rest your saw on the log and hit the trigger without holding it and let it cut straight through, versus having to dog in and fight it. So I'll show you what I mean. This chain's actually kind of dull. That's how you want your saw to cut. You want it to pull wood, you want it to go through the log. I place my hand there just in case kickback, you know. I always try to keep one hand. I have a bad habit of doing one-handed stuff. Don't be like me and do one-handed stuff. But yeah, I hope this helps someone. When you see me moving my saw back and forth like this, when I'm standing up, I can feel the tip of my bar break through the other side of the log. So that way you get used to that and you won't hit the dirt as much. You really get a feel for your saw, how it feels going back and forth, you know, feel it. And you'll be able to feel when it breaks through that wood. It'll keep you from rocking your chain and stuff like that. So yeah, you see me doing that, going back and forth. You see a lot of guys doing that. What that's telling us is how far that wood is down on that far side, because we can't see on that side. So anyway, get a feel for your saw. I mean, go out, practice, you know, just go through the log. You don't have to have horsepower and blaze right through it and hurry up and get done. Get a feel for your chainsaw and it'll be a lot better in the end. We'll try out my little Wedge Banger. I built this one this summer. It's a 28-inch handle. Well, the head came out to about here, so I cut it down so it'd fit my axe scabbard or axe sheath. And it turned out to be a pretty good little splitter. It's kind of dulled up, but it's got a pretty decent profile. A little short, but man, this wood splits easy. Why would anyone want to split hardwood? Only kidding. But I will take this Doug fir over anything. Besides tamarack. Up thief. A lot of people ask why sometimes we leave big halves and stuff like that. Sometimes it's all up to the customer. We get younger people who like splitting firewood, just don't want to go cut their own. And they say just to leave it bigger so they can have something to do, get a workout in. But all the elderly people who buy from us, I try and split it up, you know, like that. That way they can just throw it in their fireplace and not have to worry about it. If I had me a headache rack like Tasman, I just back my truck right up to the bank and roll them right in the back. Be my luck, I take out both tail lights though. One thing I can't wait for is to build a flatbed for this. Be so nice. I'm debating on doing a wood bed. I love the look of the wood beds. Obviously a metal frame, metal undercarriage on the bottom side of the flatbed, but having like a 2x6 decking, I really like that look. But we'll see. I might just go all metal, but build stake pockets so I could have removable racks. Obviously this is a truck I use for hunting and stuff like that too. And of course next winter I hope to do a lot more trapping. Predators are really bad in our area, especially the wolves. I shot a cougar that was stalking a camp 2 years ago on Father's Day. We were going in to have a picnic at our family camp for Father's Day. Drove by a camp and there was a cougar in the creek bottom. I'll throw a picture in, but anyway, it was headed right for this camp and it was like 200 yards from this camp. So I shot it, threw the cougar in, went back to the camp and told the people who were camped there what I was shooting at so they wasn't scared. But just so everyone knows, it is legal. I can hunt predators year-round with a rifle. Trapping season is in the winter time. But anyway, yeah, I shot that cougar. It was almost an 8-foot tom, and it was so skinny. And me and my buddies are thinking it's because the wolves have decimated the populations of deer and elk and moose, and running them cats around, and they don't get a feed as much. So yeah, he was only maybe 85 pounds. It was, you know, a tom like that, almost an 8-foot tom, should have been anywhere from 120 to 160 pounds. But yeah, it was pretty sad to see a cat like that skinny. Just so everyone knows, I threw all of my weight, my tire chains, log chain, all my tools and stuff are in the back seat of the truck to get that weight forward off of the springs. You can add more wood. They're not even to the stops yet. They got about that much before they hit the stops on the leaf springs. So yeah, stack your wood, try and get most of the weight forward. I probably won't go as high on the back row. I'll probably just go about in there, maybe, we'll see. Well everyone, thanks for watching. Got loaded. It's a pretty decent load on the little Toyota. Anyway, one gentleman, he commented, buy a real truck or a big truck, a 1-ton. Obviously he hasn't watched any of our other videos. I do own a 1-ton. I just like hauling wood on the Toyota when I can, and the big Ford ain't making it out here this time of year unless it's plowed or, you know. So anyway, my goal is put a flatbed on this, heavier duty springs and airbags. Of course I'll change out the tire or the studs on for the lug nuts. My goal is to try and haul a cord of wood on it. Probably break something, I better beef up the frame. But anyway, one of my buddies, he flatbedded his Tacoma and he was hauling a cord of wood on it. And of course his truck had a rusty frame and it started to crack. So anyway, thanks for watching. Gonna get this load of wood home and get it stacked. I took everything, all my tools, everything, tire chains, log chain, everything's in the back seat, which I'll show you guys here. It just helps take the weight off the rear end. You shift that weight forward, you can get a little bit more firewood. So anyway, right there's all my gear in the back seat. So anyway, stay safe out there. Hopefully these tips can help someone. Like I said, I'd hate to see someone get injured or anything like that, especially, you know, if their kids are around, man. That would be a horror movie for a child to see their parent get cut with a chainsaw or something. But anyway, stay safe. Love you guys. Good health, happiness this year. Stay positive. Bye.